I was very curious about Soccer Story. I was always fascinated by the concept of Golf Story, a game that most of the community liked, but that I was never lucky enough to play. I used Soccer Story as a replacement therapy at an early stage until I realized that the game doesn't deserve to be seen as such, since it is pretty good on its own. Since you are here, why not comment, like, or even better, subscribe to the channel. It's a massive help. It helps really a lot. Thank you so much. If there's one thing Soccer Story does especially well, is capturing how a child sees the world. I was constantly reminded of my optimism as a child, and I always ended up wondering at what point in my life it ended up disappearing. It seemed that I was capable of doing anything at the time, if only my parents would let me. That's what happens to our character in this game. A cataclysm happened and people blamed football for it. Well, the game could never quite explain how people came to that conclusion, but in reality it seems that everyone took it quite naturally. After that, an evil and powerful corporation took football over and only allows it to be played in controlled environments. Everyone misses the game, but since it is forbidden to play it, everyone has resigned and stopped playing it. We are discovered by a magic ball, and our job is to make football a game for everyone again. There is no shortage of things to do in each scenario. The base game is an RPG in which we play some football matches from time to time. As usual, in these games that mixes concepts, none of these genres is especially complex. The RPG component is light, with characters that gives us missions to fulfill, missions that are paid in currency or skill points. The exploration incentive is often given with that same currency that we can later exchange for skill points. We spend those skill points either to improve our character or to improve our team. As I'm always with the same character, I only improved the team when my character was maximized. Although in games it ends up being a little unbalanced, this fact is compensated by a much greater ease of navigating when we are out of the matches. The basic scheme of the game turns out to be a bit repetitive, but without getting boring. At each level, we have to convince a team to play football again and then win the regional tournament. This doesn't get boring because the way we do it varies, and that's what counts. As for the football match itself, it's a fairly simple 5-on-5 match where you essentially tackle, run and shoot. Depending on the occasion, you can do some passing movements, but I adapted much more easily to progressing based on the tackling alone. It's funny that the game reminded me of a very old soccer game that I played on the NES, whose name I don't remember nowadays. My biggest problem with the game is the multiple dead moments without any music, moments where the absence of sound makes the game a bit dead. It's not for any reason that football video games reproduce the noise of fans in the stadium since long time ago, thus cutting out the moments of emptiness, which become as strange as a trip in an elevator with someone you do not know. But that turns out to be my sole complaint about the game, nothing more. Soccer Story is a very well thought out, structured and assembled video game. It managed to grab me right from the start, when it took me back to my childhood, when I was Oliver Tsubasa and I thought I was going to play for Benfica. It ended up not happening, but as a consolation prize I have the opportunity to discover good games like this one. Well, I don't earn millions, but okay, I cannot find an argument that counteracts this one. See you next time, guys. Bye!